Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Nur Hidayat Ashmawi bin Ashkar, and today I'll be explaining to you what happened after the establishment of Penang Preschool. But before that, let me show you some magic. Look it over there. It's going all around until it's fulfilled this area, alright? Now it's already fulfilled, now I can show you what happened. As you can see, the main title is over there, is 1905, the establishment of Malay College Kuala Kausar MCKK. Now what does happen? And this is the college, you can see the picture over here, right now. What has happened? In 1905, Malay College Kuala Kangsar was established in Perak by the British administration. It was created to educate the sons of Malays and aristocrats. Now, what is the purpose? The school aimed to prepare them for leadership roles in government and administration. MCKK used the English education system and became known as the Eton College of the East. Over time, it produced many important national leaders, politicians, and professionals who contributed to Malaysia's development. Now, what happened? What happened here is that the British set up a special elite schools, especially for Malay nobility, focusing on English education and leadership training. Now, this is actually basically like, I don't know, I can't say it, but it's more like at the time, British was the empire, right? Now, why was this important for Malaysian education? Because it marks the beginning of formal higher level education for Malays and helped shape future national leaders. And then we'll be going to the next slide. Now, moving on to the 1950, the next timeline, which is the Bonds Report. Now, the Bonds Report was introduced in 1950 to reform the education system in Malaya. It proposed creating a national school system using Malay and English as in the main language of the medium instruction. The report aimed to promote unity among different races by reducing separate vernacular schools system. However, it suggested that vernacular school should be replaced and reduced separately over time, which eventually will be replaced and cause a strong objection for non-Malay communities, right? Now, what happened here is the British government proposed replacing vernacular schools with national schools that only use Malays and English as the medium, but it was objected by the other races. Now, why was this important? Because it was one of the first serious attempts to unify the education system and promote national integration, although it created controversy. I mean, just look at this guy. They're all black and white, okay? So, I don't see anything about that, the problem. Now we'll be going on to the Pen Wu report, which is the controversy caused by this Bonds report. All right. Now that what happens in 1950 on Monster Report. Now, what if we go forward a year after that in 1951, which is the Fen Wu report. Now, the Fen Wu, Fen Wu, it's not one person, guys. Plot twist, it's two different people. All right. Now, the Fen Wu report was introduced in 1951 as a response to the Bonds report. It was prepared by Dr. William P. Fenn and Dr. Wu Tehiao, which is Fen and Wu right now. The report defends the importance of Chinese vernacular education in Malaya. It recommends that Chinese schools should continue operating but with improvement to the curriculum. The report also supported national unity without eliminating their mother tongue education. Now, what happened here is a new report was created to protect the Chinese vernacular after they feel dissatisfied with the Bond report. Now, why was this important for Malaysia? Because it ensured that vernacular education remained part of Malaysia's system and influenced later policies like the Razak report. And you can see here is the Fen Wu report in 1951 Chinese education. They feel as if the Bonds report is a motive or as a move to eliminate their Chinese culture, as if the world is all about them. I don't know. All right. And then the argument here that a country can still be unified even they have a lot of diversity in the language of the instruction. Now that was all from me, and I was expecting you to listen to the next presentation presented by my friend Jay Ajariano Jerry. Thank you. Good morning. My name is AJ Injiriano Jerry, and I will be talking about the Razak Report 1950 on the year of 1956. Uh, the Razak Report was introduced in 1956, 1 year before Malaya achieved independence. Chaired by Tun Abdul Razak, the report aimed to create a national education system that balanced unity with cultural diversity. It proposed a common curriculum and standardized examinations for all schools while recognizing Bahasa Melayu as the national language. National schools and national type schools were maintained, but all were required to follow the same national syllabus. The report was more widely accepted compared to the 1952 ordinance and became the foundation of Malaysia's modern education policy. So what happened in that timeline? Uh, it established it established a national education system, which is the current national education system that based on the current national education system of then. It is still using now. A common syllabus and standardized exams that have been introduced. And finally, Bahasa Melayu recognized as the national language. Uh, the importance for Malaysian education. It strengthened national unity before independence, which is very good because just a year later we already achieved independence. After that, it has a balanced integration with cultural preservation and became the basis for the Education Act of 1961, which I will explain further. Now, we are going to be on the Education Act of 1961, which is after independence. After independence, the Malaysian government enacted the Education Act of 1961 to implement the recommendation of the Razak Report. This act provided a stronger legal framework for national education policy. It strengthened the use of Bahasa Melayu as the main medium of instruction, expanded free primary education, and standardized the national curriculum. Which well, the best thing about this thing is it has expanded free primary education, which is free, which is a good thing. The Act also centralized education administration under the Ministry of Education to ensure consistency nationwide. This milestone marked the full transition from colonial influence education policies to a unified national education system focused on nation building. So what happened during this time? Well, I'll tell you something. Razak Report recommendations formalized into law, expansion of free primary education, and centralized control under Ministry of Education. Why is it so important for Malaysian education? It strengthened national identity, ensured uniform education standards, shaped the structure of modern Malaysian education. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to send this slide to the next person. So thank you very much.